12:30 Central Standard Time. Have you ever done something that scared you so much that your hands were shaking and you knew you had to do it anyway, even though you were nervous? And that was me sitting at my piano in front of all of these people. This was a couple of years ago. And I was 52 and I was about to play a Christmas song in front of all these people and all of these children, adults. And here's the kicker. There was only 4 of us adults that were doing this recital. The rest of them were, I'm talking like 75 children were doing this recital as well. And there was only 4 adults. And I'd only been playing the piano for a few months. I think I started in maybe September and I already had to do a recital. So I thought to myself when I first started, uh-oh, I'm too old for this. Or what if I mess up? But instead of doing that and thinking that, I chose to step into the fear. And this is what my live is all about. So, Melissa K. Range, igniting change, fueling your fire, bringing you another story to motivate you or inspire you to go someplace in your life when you're in fear into confidence. And that's what this trying something new that I've never done before to challenge myself in a way that makes me afraid or puts tension. This is a new thing I've learned. Puts tension in my life in order for me to expand, to become a greater, bigger version of myself. And how many times do we stop ourselves from doing this? How many times do we say, I can't, or that's too scary, or I will fail, or I'm not good enough, or I'm not worthy? These are the messages that we play in our minds over and over and over again. Oh, I'm sorry, my dog is going crazy. There must be somebody at the door. So, how many times do we say these kind of things to ourselves and then we don't go after what we want? Okay, so we are creators of our lives. We are making our life happen, and we are going to bring in the experiences of our lives that we want in order to grow, to change, to shift. And on top of that, sometimes we have to let go of things in our life. So, because we've outgrown them, or those things are not in our vibration, or the people that are surrounding us are unwilling to rise as we rise. And this is what I've learned over the course of the last probably 15 years, 16 years of doing this work that I've been doing on myself. Come here, Apollo. And so by pushing myself, I learned how to play the guitar when I was very young, but we've had a piano in our house for years. And I wanted to learn how to play because nobody was playing the piano anymore. And I thought to myself, well, this is silly. Somebody ought to be playing the piano in our house. We've got a beautiful piano sitting here. Why don't we play this piano? There's been a lot of sirens in my area today. I don't know what's going on. Hi, buddy. And so, needless to say, I reached out to a friend who has sons who play piano, and they've been playing since they were 4 or 5. And I said, who's that teacher that you're taking, your boys are taking piano from? And she told me, and I signed up to go and start, hi, buddy, learning how to play piano. Can you all see my little friend here? Every time I get on my lives, he wants to see who I'm talking to. He thinks there might be another set of hands that can pet him and give him attention. So he comes to visit me when I'm on my lives. Okay, Mr. Fancy Pants. So I started playing the piano. I didn't know how to play, you all, but I am definitely musically inclined because I already knew how to play the piano. And I also have been singing for many years in choirs and things like that, and as a cantor when I was in the church. And so I started playing, and my teacher said to me, oh, hey, we have a recital coming up in December. Would you like to be a part of it? And I thought to myself, are you kidding me? You want me to be a part of your recital? I just started playing. I don't even know how to play like chopsticks. And you want me to play on this recital? And she said, sure, we can get you ready with an easy song to play for the Christmas recital. And I thought to myself, okay, I guess I better challenge myself to do this. I might look like a fool, but I'm going to do it anyway. But, one of the things that I always say is sign up for something, invest in yourself, even though you're afraid, Apollo, sit. And then the universe will bring everything into order to help you get what you want. But you do have to show up. You have to show up. And I showed up at these lessons every week. And why is this message here? I wish I could make that move. And I showed up every week to my lessons. I did not miss a lesson. And we picked a song, and she's like, I know you can do this. Now, this is something that's really, really important. Apollo, sit. Do you have somebody in your life who is your wing person, who is your support person, who cheers you on, who says you can do it, who says you're capable, who says you're an unlimited being, who says that I believe in you? Who is that person for you? Do you have a person like that? Because these are the kind of people that I surround myself with. And these are the kind of people that I want to be in community with. Hello. And my teacher is like that. My piano teacher, and now I take voice lessons from this woman. She is very much into cheering you on, to letting you know, stop, letting you know that you are capable. Hello, sit. My dog is like wanting to get in here. Hi, get in here and be a part of this conversation. Can you all see him? He wants to be a part of my conversation because he thinks that you all are going to give him some attention. So, oh yeah, what do you want to ask a question? Of course. But this is my live and I want to tell my story. But of course, you are welcome to ask a question about my experience in this going from fear to confidence. Is what my channel is all about. My channel is all about becoming a leader in your own life. That is really what my channel is about. Hello. And so, what's something that you've always wanted to try? Maybe you could answer this. What is something you've always wanted to try, but you're afraid to do it because you think you'll fail? You think that you will be laughed at. You think that you will never be able to do that again because you'll humiliate yourself. I mean, I had to get it up in front of people playing the piano and I was nervous. But you know what? I practiced a lot. I practiced a lot before the recital. And I knew when the recital was. There was a definite date that I knew that recital was. And so I practiced, and my children heard me practicing all the time. They were sick of the song that I was playing because I practiced so much. And so, as I was saying, confidence doesn't come first. Courage does. And so confidence is what you get after you take the risk. Okay, so I said I would do it. I practiced. I didn't know how it would turn out, but I showed up. Give me an example of a time when you did this. A time when you wanted to do something. For example, I've had so many instances like this, and I continue to do this. I signed up and I did this on my live last week, I believe it was, or the week before. I went to Africa. Didn't know a soul that I was going with. Flew, 9,000 miles away from my home and showed up at a hotel in Johannesburg, found my way to my hotel to meet these women I'd never met from all over the world to have a 2-week experience with them. I don't have anybody to go with per se. I'm just going to go with this group of people and meet them there, very far away in a foreign country for 2 weeks. These are the kind of things that push our edge. And I'm all about pushing my edge. And if you sign up for something challenging or something that makes you a little nervous, a little anxious, a little afraid, what ends up happening is you expand as a human being. You expand, you grow. And this is something I've learned as well. And maybe you can concur with me about this, is that there's usually this period of time that you are actively participating in setting up plans or practicing something. And you'll feel this in your body. You'll feel the tension. You'll feel the sickness in your stomach. You'll feel overwhelmed with like, oh my gosh, I have to do this. But your heart knows that it's something that you long to do. And I knew this because I wanted to try something new. And there are times in my life, and I don't usually say this, but maybe some of you have this language sometimes for yourself. I'm too old. I can't do this. I'm not ready. I won't be ready. How will I do this? This is the time when you just have to keep going and you just have to show up and you just have to keep practicing like I did. But how would your life change if you were to give yourself permission to be imperfect, but still go for it? Because when I did this piano recital, I didn't know if I would mess up during the piano recital. I didn't. But if I had, one of the things that our teacher told us was just keep going. It doesn't matter, because this is something I've really come to grips with in the last year. Nobody really cares but you. Nobody really cares how this recital would have turned out but me. And so, how do you feel about that? Do you think when you do something, we're so always aware and conscious that, oh my gosh, what do people think of me? But you know what? The only person that really truly cares, most likely, is you. And this is something that helps me to let go and just be my authentic self. And so many of us don't do that because we're worried we're going to make a mistake, or we're worried we're going to do it wrong and then people will laugh at us or judge us, which they might. They might. But the only person that really cares truly is you. So, what's one small scary step you could take this week that would make you proud for just showing up? Because after this piano recital, you all, I was so proud of myself. I thought to myself, oh my gosh, I learned a skill, a new talent, a new thing at age 52 or whatever I was, maybe 53. And I did it. I showed up and I did it. And I did it in front of my children. My children came to the recital. My sister came to the recital. And then all these other adults and children were at the recital. And I did it. And so, what's the after effect when you do something that pushes your edge or makes you feel anxious, or you know there's a tension there? What is the feeling that you receive when you've accomplished it? Pride, love of self, excitement, wonder. Oh my gosh, if I can do this, what else can I do in my life that's going to push me forward? That's going to help me expand. And one of the things as well that I really have noticed lately that I really want to impact the world with is when you do things like this for you, and it begins with you, let it begin with me. When you do things and push yourself out of your comfort zone, if you want to call it that, or push your edge, or take a risk, or expand, do you know the impact that you make on yourself and then the lineage in your life going forwards and backwards? This is so important to me, you all. This is so important. When you go in a situation from fear to confidence and you grow, do you know that every time you do stuff like that, you make an impact? You make an impact on your family, your children, your parents, your spouse, your loved ones in your immediate circle. And then on top of that, you impact all the lineage behind you. And so your grandparents, your great grandparents, your great uncles and aunts, and all that, you make such a difference in the lineage going forwards and backwards. And in my opinion, this is one of the big motivating factors about why I am constantly doing transformational work on myself. This is one of the reasons, one, but a big one, of why I continue to do the work on me, why I continue to create the things in my life that I want to create that are really beneficial and powerful in becoming the most whole person that I can be. And when my children are paying attention and watching, I'm very aware and very conscious of how it's impacting them. So I'm going to leave you with that today. But I'm also going to say, I walked off that stage with something more powerful than just playing a song. I walked off that stage with confidence and pride and a feeling of self accomplishment. And that's the message that I want you to remember today. It's never too late to step into fear. You're never too old. I'm going to be doing stuff like this until my last dying breath, you all. I even had this conversation with my daughter. But it's never too late to create a new story for your life. It's never too late. And you're never alone that want that for you, because it's important. It's important, you all. It's an important piece of life. And if you want to build that courage muscle, as if you're a woman 40 plus, go check out my Find Your Fire program. It's an online program. You can do it at your own pace. It's 5 modules. You can take as much time as you need. And I will put the link in the description, I think, that you've got to continue to do over and over is build that muscle in yourself and in your expansion, in your growth. But my Find Your Fire program, I created it because of all the things that I walked through. I wanted other women to be able to go after their dreams and desires and goals, whatever you want to call that. But I wanted them to create what they wanted in their life or let go of something that they are tired of holding on to. For me, a big part of it was leaving my marriage. That was kind of a big catalyst for me. It was kind of like a midlife crisis of sorts, saying, if this is going to be my life for the next 40 years, I'm going to die, because this is horrific, being married to this guy and all of his dysfunction and how he's choosing not to grow with me. But this program that I created, Find Your Fire, was kind of like a piece of everything I had to go through in my own personal journey, taking self responsibility in order to become the woman that I am today, and the mother and the mentor and the teacher and the leader and all of that stuff. But my Find Your Fire program was just such a labor of love for me, because it's helping other women to thrive and grow and change and go after what they want to build or create in their lives. And I want that for women. I really, really want for women, really opening up our consciousness in a way profound for this world. And that's really what I want to support women to continue to keep doing. And we're just on the beginning cusp of it. So it's going to be going, I know, more and more and more, because I see women doing this work, and it's powerful and it's amazing. And I'm here to support you. And so that's my message for today. Thank you for joining me. Please like, share, subscribe this video to anybody else. And also, if you like any of my other videos, please share them and subscribe. And I go live every Wednesday, Central Standard Time, 12:30 p.m. And next week I will be here. Then I'm going out of town for a few days. But every Wednesday, look for me here live on YouTube. I love to bring you different stories about my own personal life, but I would love to know if you have a question or you want to learn something about fear to confidence. Maybe you're struggling in some area of your life and you would love to maybe get a little coaching or a little feedback from me or some suggestions about how you could change. I would love to help. And so, thank you again for being here. I really appreciate it. And wherever you are in the world, I hope you are having a fabulous, fired up day. And I will look forward to connecting with you next week.